She wore white like an angel, but her hands were cruel at night. Mothers thought she saved lives, but she sold babies out of sight. This is the chilling story of the wicked nurse, a smile on her face, but a curse in her heart. They said the hospital was safe. They said every nurse there had a heart of gold, but what if I told you one of them had a heart darker than midnight? Her name was Nurse Amoka, and she was not just wicked, she was a thief of life itself. Every day, mothers came to St. Mary's Hospital full of hope. They prayed for safe delivery. They trusted the smiling nurses in white uniforms. And among those nurses was Amoka, the one with the brightest smile, the one everybody trusted the most. But behind that smile was a secret. Amoka was selling babies. When a woman gave birth, Amoka would hold the baby and whisper sweetly, "Your child is safe with me." But the truth? She was already planning which rich couple, which foreign buyer, or which shadowy syndicate would pay her the highest price for that innocent life. She told mothers lies. Your baby didn't make it. Your child had complications. The body has already been taken away. And broken women would cry, beating their chest, never knowing that their babies were alive. So to strangers, one stormy night, a young woman named Edeora gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Her joy filled the room, and even through her tired eyes, she smiled. She watched Amoka carry her baby away, saying she needed to clean him up. But when Edeora woke up hours later, her baby was gone. "Where is my child?" she cried. Nurse Amoka put on her fake sorrowful face and whispered, "My dear, I'm sorry. The baby didn't survive." Edeora screamed so loudly that even the patients in the next ward shivered. Tears ran down her face like rain, but deep in her heart, she felt something was wrong. A mother always knows, her baby was not dead, her baby was stolen. From that night, Edeora's world turned upside down. She refused to leave the hospital. She begged to see the body. She begged to hold her baby, even if lifeless. But Amoka and the doctors pushed her away, saying it was hospital rules. Still, Edeora didn't give up. One evening, when the ward was quiet, she saw Amoka slip into a back room. Edeora followed quietly, her weak legs trembling, and there, through the small glass window, she saw something that froze her blood. Amoka was holding 3 newborn babies, wrapping them in blankets, and placing them inside a black bag. Edeora's hand covered her mouth to stop the scream rising from her throat. Her heart pounded so loudly she thought Amoka would hear it. That was the night Edeora discovered the truth. The wicked nurse was not just lying, she was running a market of stolen children. What happens when the hunter realizes she has been seen? What happens when the thief discovers someone knows her secret? That night, Nurse Amoka's mask began to crack. Edeora's hands shook as she pressed her face against the cold glass. She couldn't believe her eyes. 3 innocent babies wrapped like packages, their tiny cries muffled by the blankets. Suddenly, Amoka turned her head sharply. Their eyes met through the glass. For 1 second, silence. For 1 second, both women froze, then Amoka's face twisted. Her fake sweet smile was gone. What Edeora saw now was the true face of a demon. "Who is there?" Amoka's sharp voice cut through the quiet corridor. Edeora panicked. She stumbled back, nearly falling. Her weak body from childbirth made it hard to run, but fear gave her strength. She rushed back toward her ward, her heart pounding like a drum, but Amoka was faster. Moments later, the door burst open and Amoka stood there, her eyes dark, her hands clenched. The babies were gone, already hidden. Edeora sat up quickly, her body trembling. I saw what you did," she whispered, her voice cracking. "You took those babies. You stole them." Amoka's lips curled into a smile, but it wasn't kind. It was a smile full of wickedness. She closed the door slowly, locking it behind her. "My dear Edeora," she said softly, almost like a lullaby. "You just gave birth. You're weak. You're confused. Nobody will believe your nonsense." Edeora shook her head. Tears streamed down her face. You won't get away with this. Those children have mothers, like me. Amoka leaned closer, her voice low and dangerous. Listen to me carefully. If you value your life, keep your mouth shut. I can make you disappear the same way I make those babies disappear. Edeora gasped. Her chest tightened with fear. She tried to scream, but Amoka covered her mouth with a cold hand. Shhhh. Amoka whispered. One more sound, and you will never see daylight again. For the first time, Edeora felt death sitting close to her. The next morning, nurses and doctors acted like nothing had happened. Amoka walked around smiling, handing out medicines, greeting mothers. Nobody suspected that, just a few hours ago, she had threatened a new mother's life, but Edeora couldn't stay silent. She knew if she kept quiet, more babies would be stolen, more mothers would be broken, so she began to plan. Secretly, what Edeora didn't know was this: Amoka was already watching her every move. And Amoka had decided Edeora would not leave the hospital alive. Edeora knew her life was in danger if she stayed in that hospital. So, late at night, when the ward was quiet, she gathered her strength, wore her wrapper, and slipped out of the building like a shadow. Her legs were weak from childbirth, but her heart was strong. She walked until she reached home, and when her husband, Obinna, opened the door and saw her tears, he knew something terrible had happened. Through broken sobs, Edeora told him everything: how Amoka lied about their baby, how she saw the babies being packed like goods, and how Amoka threatened her life. Obinna's face turned red with anger. He clenched his fist. No one will touch my wife. No one will steal from our people. Without wasting time, Obinna went straight to the palace. He knelt before the king and told him everything. The king's face darkened, his staff of authority shaking in his hand. If this is true, the king said, then Amoka has not only wronged mothers. She has wronged the entire land. The king called the town crier, and before the first cock crowed, the message spread like fire: the wicked nurse has been exposed. The next morning, the village youth stormed the hospital. They dragged Nurse Amoka out into the village square. Her white uniform was torn, her face swollen with fear. You stole our children. The women cried, you lied to us. Shouted the men. The youth surrounded her. Some spat at her. Some raised sticks. She tried to beg, but her words fell on deaf ears. Please. Please, I only wanted a better life. She cried, but the people's anger was louder than her excuses. They beat her, not to kill her, but to shame her. Blow after blow, the mighty nurse who once walked with pride now lay in the dust, her cries echoing through the square. Finally, the king stood up and raised his staff. The crowd went silent. Amoka, he said with a thunderous voice, you were trusted to protect life, but you chose to destroy it. From this day, you are no longer one of us. You are banished. Leave this land and never return. The villagers shouted in agreement. Banished. Banished. With blood on her face and shame in her heart, Amoka was chased out of the village forever. She carried nothing but the weight of her wickedness. As for Edeora, though her baby was never found, she became the voice of mothers in the land. The king declared that no child would ever be born again in secret. From that day, the women of the village stood together, stronger, wiser, and united. Because of one woman's courage, the truth was revealed, and as the elder said, no matter how long darkness hides, the sun will always rise. The end. Moral lesson: evil may hide in a beautiful face, but truth will always shine through. No matter how long lies last, justice will find its way. This story reminds us that trust is sacred, and those who betray it will face shame, while courage, like Edeora's, can save a whole community. My dear family, I just want to take this moment to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Every single view, every comment, every like, every share, means more to me than words can explain. You are not just my fans, you are my strength, my motivation, And the reason I keep telling these stories, when I see your support, it reminds me that I am not on this journey alone. You have given me love, you have given me encouragement, and you have made my dream come alive. Without you, none of this would be possible. I promise to keep giving you stories that will touch your heart, through your mind, and keep you inspired. Together, we are building a family that will grow bigger and stronger. May God bless you all for standing by me. I love you deeply, and I will never stop appreciating every one of you. This journey is ours, and the best is yet to come.